Hello and welcome to this video on the Befaco CV Thing, a 6 HP 8 input voltage controlled MIDI controller. Now up front, I'd like to thank Befaco for sponsoring this demo video. The CV Thing is a smaller, performance-friendly version of the VCMC, the voltage-controlled MIDI controller, that has faders, gate inputs that are separate to voltage inputs, and buttons. It's a much more comprehensive interface, but the CV Thing is a nice distilled, performance-friendly smaller module for getting 8 signals out to control your MIDI gear. The CV Thing is 6 HP, takes 8 voltage inputs that can be bipolar or unipolar. These are translated into MIDI information, TRS MIDI output. It does come with an adapter, and also a USB-B output, which is a nice convenient way to connect to a computer. The encoder will move between the 8 channels. Pushing the encoder brings up the settings for things like the function it's performing, volt per octave, CCs, velocities, and I put the full list of what these do up on screen. In that top level, we also select MIDI channel, and we can scale our ranges for the input to have 0 to 10 volts, 0 to 5, or -5 to +5 ranges to suit the voltages we're using and scale them out to the 0 to 127 steps that MIDI values have. We can also scale and limit the output range as well to tailor what those MIDI CCs do. And there's calibration should you need it, but it comes calibrated, so hopefully that's not something you need to do. And that's effectively as complex as the menu is. It's just a case of going through input by input, defining what you want that to do, possibly changing the input or output ranges, and doing that over the 8 inputs to suit your equipment. Timing index is on screen, so skip around as you see fit, but let's dive in. So here the CV Thing is a gated MIDI note generator where my Eurorack sequencer, that's way more exciting than this Miami drum machine sequencer with ratcheting and probability and different step lengths, that's coming in as gates to CV Thing, and the CV Thing is set to send MIDI notes on receiving a gate, a different MIDI note per channel, firing off a different drum sound on the Miami. So to set up this gate to MIDI note behaviour I need for the drum machine is really simple. We hit the encoder, go to function, then we go to digital functions, and then note gate, and it asks me which note number I want. I know that 36 there triggers this bass drum as that's documented on the drum machine, and I would then just come back out, skip through my different channels, set them all to the right note number, and we're all set. So to set up these MIDI CCs that are the LFOs you can see dancing around here on screen, I simply move to the channel that I want, press the encoder, go to function, scroll down to CC, select the controller number, and then it's just a case of, in whatever software or hardware you're using, assigning the correct MIDI CC number to the things that you want to modulate. Setup again is simple, finding the channel that we want, starting with input 1, going to function, and volt per octave notes. That will automatically couple channel 2 to be the gate that follows that volt per octave in, and then repeating that across as many channels as we need gives us up to 4 voices of polyphony from CV out to MIDI. A really handy feature on CV Thing is to scale the input and output ranges. Here I've got bipolar LFOs that have negative and positive voltages, so clicking on any of the channels, going to range, input range, and setting that as -5 to +5 volts, it will scale that to the relative MIDI values so I get the full range of the LFOs. So here's another patch where the CV Thing is sending MIDI CCs to really kind of bug out and heavily modulate this Jomox M-Brain. It's that glitchy percussion sound on top of the kick, clap, hi-hat and stereo bass that you're hearing. So that's it for this video on the CV Thing from Befaco. Check out the VCMC video linked in the description for other ideas about voltage controlling MIDI devices. And you can also see what that offers with a series of buttons and sliders and a larger interface as well. Do check out other Befaco videos linked in the description as well. Hit like, subscribe, head to patreon.com/DivKid to support my work and gain some exclusives over there. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.